What's up? What's up? I started going bald around the time I graduated with a degree in jazz guitar. Yeah, it's like my body knew I wouldn't be able to afford haircuts. Yeah. It's been a rough 31 years. It's been a rough go at it, you know. I recently got out of a 2-year relationship. Yeah, rebounded right back into a 31-year-old one with my mom. Yeah, 32 if you count the 9 months we were just friends. I live in her living room, or as I like to call it, the uterus part dos. Yeah, financial placenta, starring this guy as the only child. It's real bad. Like, I don't have any privacy. We have these like Japanese paper screens, so when my mom wants my attention, she just sighs loudly. What do you want, Mom? Grandkids. Grandkids. She's not getting grandkids anytime soon. I need my comedy career to be so good that I can like afford to take months off and spend it with my kids to prevent them from becoming comedians. That's the only way I'm having grandkids. That's it. I was never good with the women anyway, you know, so it's not like I'm beating them off with a stick, you know. I live at home, I'm bald, I'm short. It's fine. But I remember like Googling, like, how do you tell a girl likes you? And it was always something like confusing and subtle, like, oh, she'll point her foot in your general direction. What if she has a bad knee? She has rheumatoid arthritis. Or she'll hit you playfully. But with her car, does that count? I don't know. I'll probably never know. I'll probably be on my deathbed talking to my grandkid, being like, I think the nurse is into me. She keeps adjusting my catheter. But I remember the first time I knew a woman was interested. I was a virgin, 20 years old, in an Irish pub in Mongolia. Swear to God. The Mongolians, they spread their DNA, the Irish spread their pubs, and the Jews spread their 20-year-old virgins. Yeah. And I knew she was into me because she grabbed my leg under the table, she looked me dead in the eyes, and she said, sex. The only way to mistake that is if your leg's asleep and you don't know your gender. It was hot. We were making out through the streets of Ulaanbaatar. We went back to the hostel. And then I started to panic. I was like, do I want to lose my virginity in this situation? Because I was raised on Disney. I thought it was supposed to be special, like between a woman and a beast in a suit jacket. Or like 2 dogs eating spaghetti. But then she was like, do anything you want to me. I just like wanted her to be sober, but I was like, oh man, I can't let this opportunity. So I filled her mouth up with hot coffee, hot ropes of coffee. I like trees, sexually. Yeah. No, they're into us. You know, why do you think they grab us as we walk by? They are DTF. Yeah. The weird thing about fucking trees is you gotta chop them down to make sure they're your age. Yeah, you don't wanna fuck a sapling, come on. I once hooked up with a bonsai tree. Turns out she was 800 years old. Didn't look a day over 750. Yeah. Not all trees are like women, they're like different species, everyone's different, right? Like some of the willow tree might like you to pull on her branches, you know, but the cypress not so much. Don't make assumptions. I once stayed at a pine tree. I thought she had her shit together, but there were like needles all over the floor. Turns out she was a heroin junkie. I was in a polyamorous relationship with an orange tree grove. Yeah, it was all good. She was giving me attention. Then all of a sudden it's harvest season, and she's like, "Drop a can of this, drop a can of that. Where's my juice? Where's the juice for Daddy? Can I get some pulp?" Dated an oak tree. I liked her. I went on like 2 dates. And she ghosted me. I was like, hey, I'd like to see you again. She said, oh, I can't. I'm a table now. Bullshit. How are you texting me? She said, I'm not. You're on acid. And that's when my professor kicked me out of class for humping the desk. If you can't tell by the tree jokes, I've done a lot of hallucinogenic mushrooms. Yeah. I've tripped harder than Caitlyn Jenner her first time in high heels. It's a learning curve, right? Who here does martial arts? Anybody? Martial arts. I love martial arts. I'm like obsessed with it. Everyone knows like the kung fu and the karate, but like every country has its martial arts. Like Brazil has capoeira, which is dance fighting. You know, you basically try to turn your opponent on so they want to fuck you instead of fight you. Russia has sambo, which is like their version of judo, but instead of trying to throw your opponent, you just stand there and drink, and the first one to fall loses. That's how that works. Germany has their own martial arts. It's mostly apologizing for the Holocaust. Yeah, Filipino knife fighting. That's why they're such good nurses. They can stick it in without you even knowing it, you know? Real accurate with the stabbing. It's good. North Korea has their taekwondo, right? Which is just kicks and punches with the threat of nukes. That works. Turkish oil wrestling. You guys know about the Turkish oil wrestling? That's a real, as opposed to American oil wrestling, the Iraq War. Turkish oil wrestling, that's a real thing. They wear these leather pants, right? They lube each other up in like olive oil. Because it's not a fight unless you're glistening, right? And then the loser has to come out of the closet. It's dangerous sport. And then there's Israeli martial arts. You guys know about Krav Maga? That's what the Israeli Defense Forces practice. What most people don't know is it's actually an acronym. It stands for Kikes Really Are Violent, Make America Great Again. It's a conservative martial art. The moves are strictly financial. I'm Jewish, I can say that. I can say kike. That's how it works. All right, I'm gonna leave you on that awkward silence. Thank you.